It is Wednesday, guys. Welcome back to Trekyards Mission Briefing, your weekly Wednesday dose of ship discussion from every corner of the galactic universal. But we've looked at Andromedan, so it is the galactic portion of Star Trek. The ships from canon, from Prime, not Prime, side, game, book, comic, Discovery. It's its own thing. We'll let it be. All the bits, all the bobs. And this is a cool ship that Stuart introduced us to, or will be, this week. Feels as if we're here every single week, because we are. And feels as if we've got this ship often. Because maybe it's a ship we looked at before. Maybe it isn't. Who knows? Stuart, what is it?
Well, this week we are looking at a Star Trek Online ship.
Yes.
As you know, Star Trek Online has a lot of cool ships. And yeah, I saw this one and I immediately gravitated towards it. I loved it when I first saw it for multiple reasons, which we'll get into, I'm sure.
It's a TOS design, isn't it? That's why you gravitated towards it, I'm guessing.
Well, that and its tie-in with later ships as well. Anyway, but yes, we're looking at the TOS Thrai Romulan Dreadnought today.
Dreadnought, there you go. Makes sense. You like your dreadnoughts.
I do love my dreadnoughts, and this one's absolutely fantastic. I'd like to thank Thomas Maroney for sending me these pictures. He, of course, is one of the people that is working at Star Trek Online, does a fantastic job.
Ship designer, yeah.
Yeah, and I told him I was interested in this ship and getting more views, and he sent me this folder. So, thank you very much, Thomas. Yeah, let's look at this ship. It's the Thrai class Dreadnought. I think I'm saying that right. Thrai.
We're saying it through imperfect human pronunciations because we haven't got universal translators, so we're allowed to make mistakes. Yeah, Stuart, it's cool. It's Romulan, clearly TOS. What do you think? There was a TOS fanboy who is, I think, sort of a purist with you. I think you kind of almost wish that all the post-TOS Romulan stuff looked more like TOS, you know, in a sense. So this one being a new thing, what do you think?
As I said, when I first saw it, I immediately loved it. Just the fact that it's got the huge Romulan bird of prey on the bottom of it is a nice tie-in visually. And then, of course, its main structure, very similar to what we see in the Trekyards later on down the line. So it's that lineage from TOS to TNG that's really important that we didn't really see much of because we didn't see a lot of Romulans.
See any of it.
Right? So it's nice to see that there was that progression maybe behind the scenes that we weren't aware of. And yeah, I'm just really impressed with this thing. I think they did a fantastic job. And this is from the Star Trek Online Agents of Yesterday expansion, which they did some fantastic stuff for. So
one of the standouts, to be fair. A very good way of sort of I mean, this clearly is a ship that both reinvents the wheel, but by doing it through a kitbash lens. You know, and that's a great sign of a great Trek ship. You know, a lot of the kitbashes, like the Centaur, it's a great kitbash, but it sort of reinvents the wheel to at least feel cohesive. This is a great example of, I mean, you can see the Trekyards, obviously, the double piece, but obviously it's a TOS slapped together. But it isn't quite just another the Trekyards with a TOS skin, and isn't just a TOS. That's Terror Bird of Prey with a Trekyards skin. So it's an interesting amalgamation. I'm not sure if it completely melds, but melding a very 60s, because that style does not look like anything in the future. It's a completely unique style, and obviously the Enterprise one is a TNG looking Enterprise design, a TOS design, sorry. But you know, I like to say that as you might remember, Stuart, from the Romulan War fan film, I designed a ship. Well, designed to look a certain way, but it was a Stormbird, and it was an Enterprise era battleship, and I did want to include the beak because I feel like that's an important part of the more warship side of the Romulan fleet. Everything after the fact has it, so I thought that was important. This obviously doesn't have that, has the purely TOS styling, so better for worse. I kind of like knowing, or I kind of thinking that the TOS version is a unique craft, because why have everything look the same? So it would be kind of nice to have that lineage to carry over, but that's not necessarily the TOS vibe.
Yeah. Well, if we go to the next picture, actually, this highlights more of the Trekyards vibe from the top. The bottom is very TOS.
Right.
This has those green colors, the feathering pattern on the wings. Yeah. Even the line of escape pods are the same shape.
That's a nice detail to notice, yeah.
Yeah. So, again, a great amalgamation of past and future to create something new. That's not. It is kit bashy, as you said, but it's uniquely so. It's something that you would have maybe seen in the '60s had they shown more Romulan ships.
It's not a Franz Joseph kit bash. It's actually taking the concepts and building new shapes. Franz Joseph was literally taking pieces. Like, none of these pieces are directly what they're from. The engines are probably the closest, but even that isn't the same. So yeah, it works pretty damn well. But yeah, certainly very Deredexy. Although I think that the back doesn't quite work. There's a lack of detail. I do think, obviously, they're trying to create this blend of the two designs. But I think it probably would have done well to have that sort of spine that comes off the TOS one and sort of carry it over. Because there's just a lack of anything back there.
Yeah, that fin that's on the bird of prey added to this would have just topped this off and been the icing on the cake.
Or even make you happy, a third nacelle. There's a space for it.
Dude, a third nacelle. Yes. Oh, I need to like get in there and draw this with a pencil. That works. I've seen 3 nacelle versions of the bird. I know, right? I've seen 3 nacelle versions of the TOS Bird of Prey, and it looks fantastic. It's a great ship for that configuration. I like 3 nacelles. I don't know why. But anyway. That would be impressive.
But this is a good view, to be sure. And it's interesting that it's clearly bigger. I mean, the window size is obviously bigger than the TOS one, but it's definitely not as big as the Deredex. It's an interesting, stylistically similar, but very much in the TOS theme of sizing. You know, fits into the era of sizing. It's a big ship for its time, but not for the next time, as it were.
Yeah, it's almost like the Federation class Dreadnought in that way, because the Federation class Dreadnought isn't very much bigger than a Constitution class, and I think I get that vibe from this as well. It's not much bigger than the Bird of Prey, because if you look at if you look at the edge of the saucer, it looks like there's 2 decks there.
Yes.
So it's not massive like a Deredex.
No.
I don't think they're anywhere near that scale.
But it'd still be double though, at least, because the TOS only had 1 deck.
Yeah, and it is smaller than the Enterprise, the TOS Enterprise, as well. But I'm just saying it's not the Deredex sized Dreadnought yet.
And this might be. Well, I don't know. I don't even know how big it would be. We should do a full episode on this ship to see its true nature. So I'd like to know the sizing for this for sure.
Well, let's go to the next picture. We got a shot of it kind of swooping in. You get to see the window details along that saucer, which I'm not really a huge fan of that saucer design. I think they should have changed the shape there a little bit, make more like a beak.
It does very much. The original TOS one has not a saucer per se. It's more like the Miranda, if you think the future canon. This one does. If you can see the saucer sort of continues, it is a saucer plonked right in. Is that implying that, hey, look, the Federation does saucers? That's cool. Let's do something similar for efficiency. Because that's not. I never got the sense of Romulans necessarily stole designs. I feel like they were the ones that designed the first cloaking device and other things. So I feel like they're iterative. They're builders, and then other people take things from them, maybe. So it's kind of strange to see such a saucer. You know?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I agree. And the one thing that I do like that they did here was make it flat along the edge, instead of having it angled in. Even like the TOS Bird of Prey has an angled in one. If they had done that here, it would have been very reminiscent of a Federation design saucer. Here it's got a unique look because it is flat, and it's got that black banding around the windows as well. So it's something unique that they, that not necessarily look Federation.
Kind of looks like the Men in Black saucer.
Sure. Now, one thing I want to ask you, that middle part, that spine in the inside.
Yes.
How do would you think it would be cool to like extend that and kind of taper it up to the tip and make like a beak-like attachment at the front of the saucer with that, and maybe even lead back along the spine on the top towards a fin at the back, kind of tie it all in cohesively, or do you think that would ruin the look?
I guess you can ask the question of, does it need a beak to feel Romulan? But if you do add a beak, would that not just be a Deredex with a TOS paint scheme?
Not really.
So, well, it depends how the beak. I'm visualizing it have to be a very sort of minimalist beak.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, with like a torpedo launcher in, because you can see there's actually the actual bird on the bottom seems to protrude where its mouth is. I'm assuming it's weapon pod. Although I'm looking at that, I'm thinking they missed a beat by not having the talons be like torpedo launchers. You could have like this very flying into aggressively shooting.
That'd be cool. Like 6 of them just pop down.
Why not? But yeah, having a torpedo launcher, conventional torpedo launcher, in a beak, that would be a tricky one to get right. So it didn't just look like a Pterodactyl. But yeah, it doesn't quite connect. Or even I don't know. It's tricky. Or even if you want to be more literal with the split hull design, if you split the saucer in 2 and then put a beak sort of like inside that, recessed. So it's kind of like they went weird with their designs, and then so the stuff's hidden, stuff's protected.
Yeah.
Best of both worlds, and you connect it to the bottom of the spine even, and it kind of like that would be kind of interesting. And then almost you could see you remove the saucer, and now you've got a Pterodactyl with a small neck, but because they're still using different parts of different designs, that comes together. I don't know, just spitballing, but it's a tricky one to try and make a kit bash that feels unique. I mean, this one does work.
Yeah.
But it's almost too rooted in the 60s. But that should... Well... I don't know. It's tricky.
Let's go to the next picture. This shows it from the back.
Okay. Yep.
And here again, you can see more of those Pterodactyl vibes that it has. It's got the green and the layered feather pattern.
Yep.
Is much more prominent.
Simple,
here.
but works.
You are right. It is kind of missing something along that spine, but again, that goes back to the TOS look of everything being smooth and stylistically simple.
It's a bit empty though.
It is. Or
at least have more another ring of escape pods. I mean, that's all you need to be to, or continue the wing motif would be absolutely fine.
Well, I do think the fin that is on the bird of prey added to this would just top this off and be perfect. And you can even see the vents on the inside there, the ridged area, and that's again very reminiscent of the Pterodactyl detailing in the middle of the wings.
I do love those cylindrical normal nacelles though.
Yes, and they're stubby. They look stubby.
Yeah. That's a good view actually. So that's a good view.
Did you notice too that they maintained kind of the feel of the bird of prey at the back with the way it doesn't just curve around, it kind of does that taper.
I hadn't noticed that, but
it's very similar. And like I said, if they would have added that fin, I think that would have been more noticeable right off the hop. The fin, it needs a fin or a third nacelle. That's brilliant, man. Okay. Third nacelle it up.
Do you think, if you go to the next picture, you get some nice orthos, it probably wouldn't look good, but do you think the design needed like a secondary saucer at the bottom?
No.
Okay, to match the sort of split hull design.
No, I don't think that would look good. I mean, you look at that profile, I love the way that looks. Yeah. That's really impressive, and it's asymmetrical. If you make that symmetrical, it's going to kind of lose some of that uniqueness and that feel, I think.
I do kind of like the idea, though. This was never explored specifically in the show, but the idea of if it sort of mimicked itself on the top, but with like only the interior ring as the saucer, it can split the bottom part off and it becomes a secondary craft. So the top keeps warp, the bottom is more an attack ship. It has the torpedo launchers. It has, because then it would explain the iteration. They're like, right, now we need to have these really, we don't do source separation, we do,
and that would explain the third nacelle on the top as well. The top part could have one nacelle, and the bottom part could take the 2 nacelles with it.
Yeah, all that. Yeah.
Yeah. You're giving me ideas now. I need to start designing my own Romulan ships now.
Oh, we want to see you design all the TOS stuff, Stuart. But I like that each of these views feels very different. That's a nice thing that works. And the top view is cool. Actually, really nice. Does it even need just from the top view? Would that work without knowing there's a split hull? If it was just that was the top view?
Yeah, I would think so. But I would say that was probably more like a heavy cruiser vibe than a dreadnought. I do like the split wing configurations for like a bigger ship.
Yeah, it's cool.
So, and it's the last picture. It's a great picture, a shot of that classic TOS bird, and it's kind of swooping away from us because we've talked about it. But it'd be kind of neat if the bird on the bottom was a little iteratively different. I can't even say
iteratively.
There you go. If it was a little different. Kind of like what we saw from Johnny's concept art from the the one from
Yeah,
Enterprise.
that was a nice one.
It was a unique looking bird. You know, it would have been.
It would be kind of cool if almost each class had their own unique bird.
Yes.
That would. I mean, why not? I mean, there's a lot of birds on this planet we could do. You know, one could be a pigeon, one could be a kestrel, one could be a dodo. Don't be on a dodo ship. You're not going to do well. But if it's a dreadnought, just give it more talons, give it more aggressive looking feathers. Yeah, I mean, something would be kind of cool. But again, you're sort of playing this expansion for the retro TOS-y vibe, which again, reiterate, they did a tremendous job making it feel appropriate and yet evolutionary. And we've already looked at some of their ships, and they're really excellent. I look forward to looking at more ships because, like I say, that was a very, very good expansion and big well done to the team over there.
Mm-hmm. And I haven't played much of the Romulan thing. I'd like to get this ship eventually, but I'm still on my original TOS Bird of Prey. I haven't really played the Romulan campaign too much.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you guys for watching this. What do you guys think of this design? Do you have it in the game? If so, tell us about it in the comments down below. I'd love to hear that. And as always, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to head on over to Trekyards on Facebook and join that group. If you're not a member already, you're missing out. And most importantly, click the bell icon. Ding our dong, as they say. It's this new YouTube thing, ding our dong. Anyway, it helps the algorithms, and it helps you guys get notified every time we upload, and so you don't miss anything. So help us both out at the same time by doing that for us.
Or directly, you can help us by donating at Trekyards. Yeah, well, Trekyards.com, but you can email us at trekyards@hotmail.com for whatever reason, or Patreon monthly donation scheme. YouTubers like us use them, backbone of our channel, all the great buzzwords, but it's super important. And if you like stuff that we do and stuff that we will do in the future, because there's a lot of ships, Discovery, Star Trek Online, a lot of guest interviews, all that good stuff. Support us if you want to, or the weekly live chats we do. It's a way of talking to you, the community, and get direct support from you guys to have a voice, to chat to you, to allow us to hear what you think. I mean, we've certainly met a lot more people on the channel just through that, and it's another great backbone of what we can do. If you support us, we can support you with more free content, but with a little bit of actual support, it can go a long way to keep us firmly rooted and deal with the Trek as it comes, because there's so much new Trek now that we want to cover. So please, if you can help.
That's right. So until next time, guys, I'm Captain Foley.
I'm Commander Coggins.
Jolan True. This is the Jolan True Romulan salute. I just invented this. Bye, guys.